All right, welcome back to another episode of the REI Rockstar Podcast vlog series. This is episode 10, I believe, but part 2 of the house in Ucity. The last time we met, we went over the first time that we walked through this house when we were the owners. All the contents were still left in the house. We typically buy houses that still have all the contents left in there. We got to get all the stuff out, do the demo. And then finally come back with a vision meeting and say, okay, what are we going to really do with this house? And that's what we're doing here today. So we were talking about doing a couple different things here, whether or not we're going to open up some walls or if we're going to do a dual zone HVAC or just one HVAC system, and a whole bunch of other different decisions where we're going to put the laundry, and how we're going to lay out the kitchen, how we're going to do all that kind of stuff. And so we kind of walked through, made some decisions of things kind of like what we do for every house, things that we have to do, things that we'd like to do, and then if there's still room left in the budget, things that maybe we could kind of get to. All in all though, we're really excited to do this house. This is a typical house that we'll buy where it needs a ton of work, and we're really excited about this one because the location's awesome. We've met almost every neighbor on this block. They're walking up, meeting us, saying, "Oh my gosh, we knew the person that lived there. He was a friend of ours, and we're so happy that someone now has taken this house and gonna return it to its former glory." Everyone's walking their dogs in the morning. Neighbors are really excited to meet us and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really cool community. People that have been here for 30, 40 years. Have been talking to us. People that live, just lived here for the last 6 months and moved in because they really wanted this neighborhood. So that's one of the major reasons why we were excited about this house. Because even when we were looking at it, people were talking to us and it was very friendly, and kind of seems like the neighborhood where neighbors have keys to their house. To other people's house and watch them while they go on vacation and stuff like that. So a real close-knit community. And the house has a lot of charm and a lot of character to it. It certainly does need a lot of work, but that's what we buy. If we bought homes that didn't need any work, we wouldn't be in business, right? So we look for the houses that need work, that people like us can come in and completely come up with a budget to take the house apart and put it back together again. And we're really excited about this one because we know it's going to turn out really, really, really well. There's enough of the good bone. I mean, it's kind of cliche to say, but this house does have really good bones. The foundation's fine. The walls are fine. The character and charm of an older home with the millwork, with the rounded archways and all that kind of stuff, with the stained glass windows. It's a really, really cool house, and I know that we're going to be able to keep a lot of those things in this house where it's going to still have that older charm, but we're going to update it and have more modern amenities and have it be nice and clean and open and straight and clean and new and modern. And so our job becomes kind of fun where we can kind of figure out how to keep that older feel with more modern amenities that buyers nowadays want. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna walk around real quick and show you kind of like the initial plan that we're gonna do with a couple wall adjustments just to make it flow a little bit better, a little bit more open feel. And we will probably enact that plan. So let's get going. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is, this is the entrance into the dining room, the back bonus room, and the kitchen. I'm underneath that archway that's in between the living room and the dining room. And as you can see, we kind of took the ceilings off. The plan is we're gonna go ahead and do some can lighting here in the dining room and in the kitchen. And this wall right here, on the other side of this wall right here, is the stairwell down to the basement, and you can only get to that from the kitchen from right now. So we were toying around with the idea of taking this wall out, putting in a header in, and then putting the doorway to the basement right here so you can enter into the basement from the dining room. But then having this wall gone to open up this room and have it be a lot bigger, and there's plenty of light in here from the windows. And then having like an island that comes in, so we'll have maybe a breakfast bar or something like that here. Have some pendant lights hanging down, and the light from the windows, the natural lighting, along with 4 can lights in each room, along with the chandelier and the pendants. We'll have a super bright open space that combines the older feel and modern amenities in a house like this. In doing that, here, let me kind of bring you in here real quick. It's going to allow us, whoops, sorry about that. Come on through if you need to. Sorry, my light went out, and I don't know if I have good enough lighting in here, but I'm just going to deal with it. So in this room here, obviously we took the ceiling down as well, and we're going to put the can lights in here. This is the wall that we're going to take out in between the dining room and the kitchen. What do we do here? There's a quasi butler's pantry and a stairwell that goes up to the second floor as well. And I think what we're going to do here is we're going to take out this door, kind of like close that up, take out this butler's pantry. And obviously this door is going to be gone because it's going to go in from the dining room. And we're going to put a wall of cabinets here, a charging station, potentially a refrigerator. And I think we're going to close up this window because we have enough light in the natural light in this room anyway. We're going to close up this window and then just have a wall of cabinets, our stove, and have tons and plenty of storage space for pots and pans, kitchen equipment and stuff like that. Plenty of counter space with counters over here and also with the island extension right here. So we're going to have plenty of room in this kitchen. It's going to have that open feel, and it's going to have all the modern amenities that is going to make it a modern kitchen, but keep it in a small confined space while keeping it open. So I think this is, obviously kitchens and bathrooms sell houses. I think we're really going to be able to make this kitchen very functional and very modern and really cool by just closing up that door and closing up this window, and then having a lot of cabinet space, having the open feel, having the island, and having all the appliances fit in and stuff like that. The door back there is going to be a glass panel door so that it'll bring more light in as well. We're going to keep this window here so you'll be able to look in your backyard watching your kiddos play while you're cooking dinner or things like that. So we weren't sure we were going to take this wall off at first. We kind of thought that maybe we were going to keep it, but the more we talked about it, the more we kind of talked ourselves into it, and I think it's going to be a really good addition. And especially moving this door here into behind you right here where you can go down to the basement, I think that's going to make we're going to be able to fit everything we need into a good working, awesome kitchen into the space confinements that we have. And I think that's going to be a really good thing. So off to the next room, let's see what we're going to do upstairs. All right, again, sorry for not having the right lighting here. My cube light went out, and yeah, it is what it is. But in any event, it's nice that everything's out of the house now, that we can actually come up with a plan and see what we can save, see what we can't save. It looks like most of the millwork we're going to be able to salvage, and I really like that. I like that older craftsman style around all of the windows and stuff like that, which obviously we're getting all new windows. But we're going to replace all the doors. We like putting the 2 panel doors in. Let's see if you can, see these doors. Most of them are okay shape, but the challenge that we always find is if there's 2 or 3 doors that we need to replace and they don't match the other ones, I kind of like having uniformity. So there's only 7 doors on these 2 floors, one downstairs that goes down to the basement, and then 6 doors up here. And doors, we like the 2 panel doors. They look very, they look expensive. They look, I like the design versus the 6 panel doors. So we're gonna put those in, and that along with painting all the millwork, fixing the places that need to be fixed, fixing the wall repairs and painting. I think this the bedrooms are going to look pretty easy to put back together. It's going to look good. One of the challenges that we are going to find here is the hardwood floors. I'm a hardwood floors guy, If there's hardwood floors, I want to refinish those, and I think that's the best material to use. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to save enough of the floors to make it worth it for us to do it on this particular project. However, we have been putting in with great success engineered hardwoods, extremely durable, and they look great, and they're super easy to install. And that's probably what we're going to do. We have to get a quote for the hardwoods to see how much it would be if we could piece some things together. But there's quite a bit of significant areas that need to be replaced, and I don't think that that's going to be something that we're going to end up doing. However, it could be wrong, but I think we're going to go back with engineered hardwoods on both the first level and the second level. And I think it's going to look really well. We've done it in other houses, and it looks great. So we're going to try for the hardwoods. If that doesn't work, we're probably going to put that engineered hardwoods in. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. And we needed to get all the stuff out to really make that determination. And so we're going to do that. We might do some sort of hybrid where maybe the second floor has a different flooring than the first floor, but I think it's leaning at this point that it's probably going to be engineered hardwoods. As you can see here in the kitchen, the bathroom, this is all demoed out, and we're going to be starting with a blank slate here. And this is pretty cool because we had a question about the first video that we did. Yikes, it seems like a lot of work. Well, you know what? It's actually somewhat easier to do a house that everything needs to be touched, because you're doing less head-scratching moments of like, oh, should we save this? Should we not? No, let's just take it out, start over from scratch, and it's going to end up being a better product in the end. When you have to piece things together, and yeah, there's going to be some of that here in this house. But when you have, I'm saving this room, I'm not saving this room, and we're going to try to save this and try to... When you're just kind of going in and starting from scratch with most everything, it actually is relatively easier to come up with a scope of work, to come up with a budget, and to stay in on that budget rather than just trying to save this and try to save that and stuff like that. I like these because we can just... Okay, not that the budget's not a factor, but what can we do with this house now that it's taken apart? How do we put it back together? And it's actually easier because everything needs to be touched in here. We write up our scopes of work. We have the trades come out and give us bids on what it's going to cost. We'll have to do some tweaking and figure that kind of stuff out. But it's actually easier to do something like this versus... We always had the challenge of some of the houses where, it's a pretty nice house when we get it, just needs to be updated. Well, where do you stop? Okay, we do the kitchen, the bathroom, painting, some fixtures and stuff like that. But, oh, well, maybe we should do this too, and maybe we should do this. And then all of a sudden, our budget's blown because things in houses can be expensive. And the challenge then becomes, how do we keep and make this house great while keeping our budget down? And we can never get to everything that we really want to do in the house because that's just kind of how the deal shakes up. Well, in this one, we know everything has to go and everything has to start over, or most everything has to start over from scratch. And so it's actually easier to try to figure out how are we going to do this. And that's one of the things that I kind of like about these older homes. They are a little bit more pain in the butt because nothing's super square and everything's a little bit weird. But this bathroom here is going to look gorgeous, and let's just take it all out, start over, and it's going to turn out being a great product in the end, and that's what we like doing. So that's what we're doing here. Everything got ripped out, put in some new subfloor, level everything out, put a new shower system, put in a new commode, put in a new vanity, going to take out the radiator here, and put up tile, and this is going to look really, really nice. It's going to be completely new, from the plumbing to the drywall to the insulation, everything, down to the fixtures, and it's going to look awesome. So we are really, really excited about this house. I'm over here now, and yeah, the more we're looking at it, the more excited we're going to get, because this is going to be a fun project to put together. An update on the roof. Roof is going to be put on sometime this week. It's been misting most days, and hinting between a mist and a full-on rain. And so it's impossible to get guys up there. We are the very next project that they're going to be on. So as soon as we get a day where it stops raining, they can start taking that roof off and putting it up so that we can get that taken care of. And we're really excited. They're going to do that along with the siding at the same time. And windows are on order. And they're about 8 weeks away. So the windows are a little bit less important right now. The main thing is to get that roof on as quickly as possible, and to get some HVAC in here, because we're heading into the colder months, and we want to make sure that we get some heat in this place so that when we replace the plumbing, it doesn't pop on us and break because of the cold weather. So that's kind of where we're at on this one. We had our vision meeting today. We're trying to figure out, make all the decisions that we can. There's a couple contingencies that we have well, this isn't going to work, so let's try this. But for the most part, we went through, made most of our decisions. And again, we're really excited for this. This is going to be a really fun project. And I know that a lot of people that are watching this have made comments like, oh man, this is going to be really neat to see the progression, coming over once a week and see where we're at, and seeing where we're at with materials, seeing where we're at with progress. And I'm really excited for this. So check it out. I'm going to go down to the basement next and just kind of talk about what's going on down there, and probably wrap it up for this episode. All right, we got lots of commotion upstairs because they're finishing up the demo, but we have an old Square D electric panel that's going to go. We're going to get new service entry line. We're going to get a new panel. This house has knob and tube wiring and some Romex wiring, so we're going to clean all that up and make it all Romex here. And let's see if you can see knob and tube right here. It's got a lot of dust on it, but that right there, my friend, is partly knob and tube right here and partly Romex. Yeah. So knob and tube, the common misconception about knob and tube is that it's unsafe, and it's actually, that's probably unsafe, but it's actually relatively safe for the technology being 100 years old, probably even older. It's the wires are like this far apart in the wall, and as long as there's no like fraying of the insulation around it, it's safe. And it's common misconception is that all needs to be pulled out. Well, we are pulling most of it out here in this house that we're going to be able to get to, but some people have been scared off in the past about knob and tube wiring because they how am I going to get insurance on this house? No insurance company will insure it. Absolutely. Guys, there's still thousands of homes in St. Louis that have knob and tube somewhere in the house. Either it's all knob and tube, or it's partly knob and tube, or things like that. So you can absolutely get insurance for that. There are insurance companies that specialize in older homes, and it's not more expensive than regular. So that's a misconception. But we are taking all this out when we update this panel. When we get our electric guy in here, they are going to update that and all that kind of stuff. Boy, they are making a ton of noise here. So hopefully you can hear this. That's what we're doing here, and move over to the coolest feature of this house, which I haven't showed anyone yet. I'm going to show you that now. All right, I'm not sure if this is the coolest feature of the house, but it's definitely unique. I guess it's got what you would call a dungeon down here. It's the cellar underneath the front porch, but it's got a wrought iron gate here that can be locked. So it's a dungeon, a cellar, a place to put your kiddos in timeout. That'd be really bad. You'd probably get the authorities called on you if you did that. But if you want your own private jail or dungeon, this house has it. And I don't know too many other houses that do. All right, so that about wraps it up for this episode. Yeah, we're super excited about this house. Can't wait for that roof to get on. and came over, had our vision meeting today to figure out make all the decisions as to what we're really going to do with this house. Now it's time to get rocking and rolling. So hopefully the next time I do this, I want to do this about once a week. The next time I do this, we'll have that roof going on, or maybe if it's even on, and we'll take a look at that. So yeah, until next time, hey guys, if you guys like this, please make sure to hit subscribe, like, ring the notification bell, thumbs up. It really does help out, and really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.